So I just want to share this lesson that I made in Nearpod. And Nearpod is really cool because it lets you keep the students engaged while you're teaching, and it holds them accountable too by giving you data reports on how the students are engaging and where they're struggling in the class. And by doing that, you just come here to the home screen and you click on the reports part of it, and it'll give you different reports for all the different activities they did throughout the lesson. And this right here is a mini game that I inserted in through the lesson, and it just shows you how students did in each question. And here you can see only almost 15.4% got this one right. So it's letting me know that, hey, I need to focus in on this before they have an assessment. And it also helps me know who is staying engaged during the class and who is not. And it encourages students to stay engaged. Again, that was one of the biggest issues I had when I went onto online teaching, is just making sure that students weren't tuning out mentally. So that makes sure that the reports help me keep them accountable. But what's really cool about this is that there are activities that you can sprinkle throughout the lessons to make sure that students are staying engaged. So I always like to do things that kind of switches it up and hits all the different types of learners and their learning styles. And so one of the cool things about this is it's a lot like Kahoot, where you just go to the website, you enter in the code, and you can even set it out to the Google Classroom or email it to them, or Microsoft Teams, as you see here. So it's pretty convenient for them to join the class. And then once they join, then it asks you, if you start off with a video, is this for the teacher or for the students to play? And since I like to do this all together as a class to make sure, again, that they're staying accountable, I'll do the teacher-led version. And so here I would just play the video and start with the video introducing the topic. It's also cool that you can insert GIFs into your slides so that you don't have just static pictures, which makes it more engaging, and it's more informative, definitely, especially in chemistry. And so here you'll just see the GIFs are a big jump from just having static pictures, because this is a kind of format that I inherited when I first started teaching. And you can see it's not very engaging, not very exciting compared to what we have here with formative. And so what's really cool is you can insert different things throughout, different activities. And here is one example. You can talk about atoms till you're blue in the face, but you can't really visualize that. So if it's all text, you're not really giving those visual learners a whole lot to work with. So this is actually creating an atom, and you're just putting the right amount of protons, neutrons, electrons. And so students can actually manipulate these variables. Here you have a matching activity, so you match the vocabulary with the definition. Here, just some more. Oh, this is actually, you can insert websites into the presentation, so students have to be jumping back and forth to get the material. And so here you would just click on the interactive periodic table, and it'll take you here to the actual website. So that's what's another thing that's really cool about Nearpod. Then one of the things I really like is you put these knowledge checks throughout the presentation, so that students, again, you're checking their knowledge. They're checking their knowledge, but you're also holding them accountable to see that they are engaging throughout the lesson. So then again, GIFs a lot more powerful, a lot more engaging than just static pictures. And so that's why I really like inserting them here. Another cool website here, you can launch this other presentations from Nearpod, and it's very seamless. And there's even like little activities here, and it makes it a lot more engaging for students, more dynamic, definitely. Here they can also manipulate these atoms so that they can bond. And one of the really cool things that the students like is this time to climb. It's a little mini game that you can insert. And it's basically students who answer the questions correctly and with the quickest, shortest time get points, and the first to the top of the mountain, wins the mini game. And then at the very end, I just make sure to insert another knowledge check. And so I'll use this to assess. Sometimes I'll make it as a grade or count it as a grade. And sometimes it's just to make sure that students are engaging, and again, to hold them accountable so that they get a lot more out of the lesson that way.